Let's turn it over to Stephen Miller, former senior advisor and speechwriter to President Trump. He's also the founder of America First Legal. So, again, this is about a filing cabinet that was not authorized. Is that really the line they're going to use on this?
Well, as I understand, there was both unfoldering and intermixing. Now, if perhaps there had only been unfoldering or only intermixing, but the famous combination of the two, Madison talked about it, Jefferson wrote about it, Washington gave a whole speech on the subject of unfolding and intermixing. So there's a long history here. Really, I think it actually goes back to the Roman Empire if you study it, something that Julius Caesar had talked about as well, too. But look, if you read that affidavit, what's so offensive, what's so outrageous, what's so shocking, to summarize it in a sentence, it's angry, unfulfilled, partisan bureaucrats at the National Archives decided that they would sic the FBI at whim on President Trump for purely political reasons, with a major assist, of course, from White House counsel's office, which, of course, reports to President Biden. But the idea that the National Archives has the authority to tell a president what records he can keep or not keep is next level insane. This would be like the National Weather Service raiding Mar-a-Lago because he thinks the president's using the sprinklers too much. I mean, this is one of those moments where we have to wake up and say, my God, we're living in a banana republic now. Some loser bureaucrats at the archives just sent men with guns to President Trump's home because they wanted to. How is this real, Jesse?
Well, you know, it's funny you mentioned the Weather Service. Apparently, he also had that map of the southeastern United States where he drew that projected path of the hurricane. They seized that, too. The FBI really needed that. Now, the president, former president.
And we are all safer now, Jesse.
Yes, because
they got their hands on the map. We're all safer now.
Now, the president released a statement just moments ago, and it says, good luck trying to read it. And if you read closely, the unredacted parts say, make America great again. It looks like the former president kind of has a sense of humor about this.
Yes, well, there's a meme going around online with a lot of people tweeting that we didn't deserve him about President Trump, which is a way of saying that how lucky we were to have a president who, even in these dark times, is able to have a sense of humor about the preposterous, about the tyrannical behavior that's going on in this administration. So I credit him. I salute him for being able to lift our spirits. But underneath this all still is the terrifying fact that the administration of Joe Biden, under the pretense of, again, I repeat, unfolding and intermixing, has decided to raid President Trump's house. Let's be very clear. The president, not the archives, not the FBI, decides what is or isn't in the national defense, what is or isn't classified, period, full stop. And when you leave the White House, you cannot have an archivist second-guessing the decisions that you or your subordinates made. To do that would be to live in a country where we are ruled by bureaucrats and not by presidents.
Apparently, the archivist is more powerful than Joe Biden, and I think that surprises no one. Stephen Miller, have a great weekend, and please don't get involved in any unfolding or intermixing. We wouldn't want your home to be raided. I just may.
No promises.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.